Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to take a gentle walkthrough through this new pre-holiday 2019 catalog. Now admittedly I have taken a few sneak peeks of what rests inside, but for the most part I am quite unaware, just as you are probably going to be. But before we start the video, I'd ask you guys to go and give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and with that, let's get started. So of course, in the lead up to Christmas, LEGO is most certainly going to put the new Winter Village set on the front page, and I must say I do really like this set. The gingerbread house, it comes with about 1,500 pieces for $100, which is a really good price. Packed within here with all the interior detail. Reminds me a lot of the Winter Village cottage, in fact, the layout of the house itself and the small accessories that come with it. But of course this is a gingerbread house, so it has its very own unique feel, and I do quite like that Christmas tree with the new star elements used there. But of course the gingerbread house on the first page, reminding everyone of the Christmas season coming, and there's also a Frozen 2 little exclusive set that you can get. Flipping the page over here, you can see a few more sets. The Disney train set and the station that you might have already seen. I really do like this set. I have to say it is very well done, especially like the station itself, very well detailed. But I must say, for the price of $330, I don't feel that I'm getting my money's worth if I were to get this set. I do understand that it does have near to 3,000 pieces, and of course it's licensed to Disney, but there's something about it that doesn't, it must be the scale of it. The amount of pieces must be very small. All these small little elements are what's racking up the piece count, but I don't feel that that is a good price for the money. But if you do really like Disney, then I feel that this is a good set, and of course it does come with power functions. On this page over here you can see some new brick heads, but these ones are seasonal. You get 2 elves and a reindeer, which I think looks really nice, and for the first time you get a few accessories for your brick heads. Over here we have a toy soldier ornament. Yeah, it's alright. It's not the best, but I think it looks good and amazing to hang on your tree. Of course, we have the advent calendars. We have City, Friends, and Star Wars over here. Each of them look very cool. Flipping the page, we see some of the modular buildings that came out last year. Of course, the new one will come out in January, so it won't be in this magazine yet. That will be in, I believe, spring of 2020. Corner Garage, Diner, and Assembly Square, both very, very cool sets. These sets, I've actually been thinking of these for quite a while now. I'm not really big into Technic, or I can't say, well, this isn't theoretically Technic, but it's very similar in that sense of style. I'm not really big into vehicles. I'm more into structures, which is why I really like the modulars a lot. But these are very, very nice. I especially like the Harley Davidson Fat Boy motorcycle. I love the detail with all the, I guess you'd call greebling or the pistons and all the machinery inside in here. It looks very, very nice, and of course the scale of it would look amazing on your desk. Again, over here we have some more sets that we have seen before in the past. We have the roller coaster, the carousel, Lunar Lander, very, very nice, celebrating 50 years of the Apollo mission. And then we have the Vestas wind turbine. Now this is a pretty cool set in my opinion, but for $200 when you're only getting 800 pieces, I kind of wonder if that is also worth it. A lot like the Disney train, I don't know what LEGO's doing with this. I know it's a really tall structure and it's got some power functions, but how do you put an 800 piece set for $200? I don't think that's exactly right. But of course LEGO is advertising here that it was made from plants. That is something they are trying to move to, and I'm quite supportive of that. Over here we have the LEGO Ideas page. This is very, very cool. We have the Steamboat Willie, Treehouse, Central Perk, and the Flintstones, all very cool in their own right. I especially like the Treehouse, and if there's something I'm going to get, it's definitely going to be that one. I just love how it's so different from what LEGO normally makes. Very, very cool. Again, we have some Harry Potter sets. These are focused more around the 3rd and 4th movie. If you didn't know, the new Harry Potter sets are kind of going in chronological order following the movies. So the last wave that they released was years 1 and 2, so the Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. This one is more focused around the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is this set, and then the what is that 4th movie called? The Goblet of Fire, which is why you see the Yule Ball in this large Hogwarts set, and then the Hungarian Horntail, also from the Goblet of Fire. And then we have the large Hogwarts castle set, one that I actually do own, and it's a very amazing display piece. Now on to something many of you guys are probably excited for, the new Rise of Skywalker sets. We finally have Kylo Ren's shuttle, and it's in its original and proper black color with foldable wings, I guess you could say, or wings that expand. Unlike the last version that LEGO made, this one is much more accurate. And then we have a new A-Wing. I very like the design of this. And of course, for the price of $30, I think it's really worth it. A small Star Wars set, but nevertheless looks great. And I like the new green color scheme as opposed to the normal dark red. And then flipping the page, we have the Pasaana Speeder Chase. I actually like to wonder if this is going to be a big scene in the movie, or it's going to be one of those 5-minute scenes, but LEGO thought it would be a good idea to make a set on it because the vehicles looked cool. But I do hope if LEGO decided to make a set revolving around it, that it must have some sort of importance to the overall story. There must be some sort of arc that happens on the planet of Pasaana, or Pasaana might just be a name of a city, kind of like Jeddah. Next up, we have the Resistance Y-Wing Starfighter, and I think this is a very cool new take on the yellow and white Starfighter, the Y-Wing Starfighter, and of course we get some new figures, Zori Bliss, who we have yet to find out who she is, or he is, and the Astromech droid in this new teal color. A lot of people have been talking about this new color. It's like LEGO revived this color and no one's ever seen an Astromech. I don't see anything really that great about this, but some people do. But I do like Poe in his new kind of adventure style outfit. And of course, the Millennium Falcon. This set I absolutely adore. I do not own any Millennium Falcons at the moment, but I am definitely going to pick up this Millennium Falcon because I think for the first time, LEGO has actually created a Millennium Falcon that doesn't have a bunch of gaps in between all of the flaps. And I think also the proportionality and dimension of this set is much more balanced, I guess you could say. As you can see here, these little things that stick out, I don't know what you call this. This thing that sticks out here that looks a bit like a triangle, it matches up exactly with the kind of curve. It blends straight in, whereas before LEGO used to make it and it would curve in like this, and once it reached this point, then it stuck out. It didn't feel quite right to me. It felt like it was a little bit too long and not wide enough. But they did fix this problem now. And of course, the flaps open in 4 directions as opposed to 12 different versions. And we get, for the minifigures, Lando Calrissian. Great to have that figure again in a very cool new cape. Chewbacca, C-3PO, a new version of Finn, a new figure called Bulio, who we have yet to find out who that person is as well, and another R2-D2 and D-O, who is also a new figure or droid in the new movie. And then flipping to the next Star Wars sets that are fairly new, but they're not associated with the Rise of Skywalker. We have a UCS, well, it's not really UCS, but I guess you could call it UCS scale Yoda. Looks very nice. Much better than the 2002 version, in my opinion. However, if there's something I do need to discredit, it would be the eyes. I know people have talked about this a lot, but those eyes are bugging me a little bit because of the gaps around them. Now, I know they did do that so that they would be able to change the eyes and give the figure a few different expressions. But I felt they could have erased that idea and just done a filled out head, and it would have looked much better and not gotten a lot of shame for that. Next up, we have the AT-ST Raider, and I think that's a very cool take on a typical AT-ST, which I can perceive as a little bit boring. There's nothing really that interesting to me for an AT-ST, but now that they've modified it a little bit and given a red and brown leg, obviously this has been hijacked by the Mandalorian and his companions, and of course the Mandalorian will be coming out in November, so we'll have to see how important this is in the overall arc of the TV show. Then next up we have some Boost, which is I guess the new version of Mindstorms, but they have it in Star Wars style, which is very, very cool. And you'll be able to build all 3 of the droids at once. So it won't be like you have to build R2-D2, but if you want to build the Gunk droid, then you have to take that one apart. No, you can build all 3 of them at one time, which is what I really like. Now this set, some people say it's okay, but in my opinion, 160 pieces, you get too many figures, and it's just a pretty boring set. There's not really much you can do. Yes, I know you can shoot a blaster, but why would you pay $20 for this tiny set with 2 minifigures. If you can get a battle pack where you get 4, usually pretty good minifigures, and you get a small side accessory for only $15 as opposed to $20. So I don't think, again, this set is not worth it in my opinion. I will not pick this one up. Then next up we have a very, very cool set, the Imperial Star Destroyer. And continuing on with this theme, it seems like LEGO is just overpricing things. You can see that this one over here is priced at $700 for even less than 5,000 pieces. So I know there's probably a lot of big pieces in here, especially on the underside. Basically completing this whole model is a lot of pieces, but the majority of it is pretty big pieces, and those are fairly expensive. So I understand that, yes, that is compensating for the price, but yeah, if you are a die-hard Star Wars fan, you will absolutely love this. It's huge, and it will be a great display piece. Now, flipping over and ending with Star Wars, we have some Dinosaur Adventures. And this one is going to be a little bit of a, I guess you could call, spin-off of the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies. This one is purely LEGO's own creation. If I show it to you guys a little bit better, it is a typical dinosaur versus a dino mech. And I think this looks really, really cool, especially for the younger ages. And then we have a little other set called the Dilophosaurus on the Loose, and it's very, very cool. I love that tent design with the dinosaur's mouth exposed right there. And then, of course, we have this set, Jurassic Park T-Rex Rampage, with the very iconic Jurassic Park gate and the T-Rex that you see in the movies. And you get all of the original figures from Jurassic Park. Very, very cool. Moving on to some superhero stuff, we have some Batman micro, what are they called? Yep, micro figures or whatever those are called. We have a very old style Batmobile, and I do love the very sleek but straight finish to this model. It is one of the older Batmobile styles. We had the Batman Batwing and Riddler heist. Again, it's just the kind of typical things that you go along with superheroes. That's what they usually make. Usually it's a plane and another plane, or a car and another car. Now, on to the Avengers. Now, these have been out for about a year now, but I don't like these at all. They don't appear in the movie, and they just lack meaning to me. There's nothing about this that interests me. These figures, yes, I know they appear in the movie, but where on earth did they get this bike from? It's cool, but it's not really iconic or anything. Doesn't make me want to get it. We have some Ninjago stuff from the 10th season, I believe, or perhaps it's the 11th season. And then on to City, which I think is pretty exciting. This ski chalet, or ski resort as you might say, is another one of LEGO's sets where it's slightly larger set, but you get 11 figures in a $90 set. I think that's great, and I really like the playability that comes a lot with this set. It's great for younger ages. And then we have a Garage Center, which is going to be a junior set, so again, for the even younger ages, in case you're interested in that. Next up, on to Hidden Side, which apparently hasn't been going so well, even though I really, really like this theme. I don't have any of the sets yet, but if I can, I will try and pick some of these up, especially the bus. It really looks super cool. You have never seen a school bus in LEGO, especially one that's been modified and has a bunch of blasters, and of course the playability feature to it as well. We have some LEGO Movie 2 sets that you will have already seen. Some new Friends sets. You have the lighthouse, the yacht, the submarine. Looks like they're going for more of an oceanic feel with this wave. And then we have the new Frozen 2 sets. I watched the original Frozen, and yeah, it was okay. It was a typical Disney movie. And I'm excited to see what they have in store for the next one, because now that Elsa doesn't have her ice powers, I think that's what happened at the last movie. What are they going to do for the story this time? But it looks like they're going on some sort of adventure. Looks like they're going to go through an enchanted forest. And yeah, so for girls, this will be a very cool theme. And then finishing off this magazine, we're going to have some Technic. We have a huge, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but it's the Lieb Air R9800 excavator. And it's a huge, absolutely huge 4,000 piece Technic remote control crane, or, well, excavator, if you will. And it looks very, very cool, especially for those Technic fans. We also have a compact crawler crane, a car transporter, and then 2 sports cars. We have the Chevrolet Corvette and the Porsche 911. And then finishing off this, we have the 4x4 Extreme Off-Roader, also an RC car. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this little bit of a different video. I wanted to try something new, and I think it turned out quite well. I'm very impressed with what LEGO is putting out at the moment. And with that, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.